What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NCAA tournament breakdown of the West region. To check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. Well, let's get right to work. We're breaking down the West region, and we are going to start with the play-in games. We start Thursday, March 18th, 6:27 p.m. Eastern. The 11th ranked Drake Bulldogs, 25-4 this year, versus the 11th ranked Wichita State Shockers, 16-5. We're at Mackey Arena in West Lafayette, Indiana. And we have Wichita coming in as a minus 2-point favorite. A few books have gone down to 1.5. This total opened up at 139.5 and is up to 141. Max, your year has been excellent. 254 wins, 217 losses, 53.9%, plus 18.12 units, ROI plus 3.85%. And now we begin tournament time. Drake finished the regular season second in the Mississippi Valley Conference. They met Loyola Chicago in the final and lost 75-65. It was their third meeting of the season versus Loyola, losing the first in ugly fashion, 81-54. They came back the following night, beat them in overtime in a 51-50 rock fight before losing March 7th in the conference final. Loyola Chicago shot 59.1% from the field, 58.8% from three. Were in control the whole time. Drake was 22-2 before losing starting point guard Roman Penn for the season to a leg injury. They went 3-2 without him. Penn gets 5.5 assists per game. The rest of the team averages just 8.3. They're led by 6'6" senior Shaquan Hemphill, who averages 14.1 points, 6.3 boards. They shoot the ball well, 49.4% from the field, 37% from three, 71.3% from the stripe. But that was with Roman Penn setting them up nice. Wichita State won the regular season American Crown. They had an 8-game winning streak heading into the semifinals of the conference tournament when they were upset by Cincinnati as 4-point favorites. Our Maxwell Smart was all over Cincinnati in that game. He was first half money line and full game spread. Altry Gilbert had 14 points to lead Wichita State. He had 10.3 on the season. Leading scorer Tyson Etienne, the conference co-player of the year, had 13 points. He averaged 17 on the year. Those are the only two Shockers averaging double digits. Wichita State struggles shooting the ball at times, hitting just 40.8% from the field, 34.2% from three, and 68.9% from the stripe. Max, the 11th seed play-in game, Drake, Wichita State. Take it away.
So, Jim, obviously yesterday on our selection show, I did give my first look without lining the game, without modeling a score. And now that I have, I have looked and lined Drake as a favorite if, and this is a big if they get Tank Hemphill back, who's been out for the last month. Without him, Wichita State goes to a 2-point favorite, which is where the line's at. Listen, this is a game where I got to first shout out a fellow Canadian that's going to be playing in this game. Probably is going to play some key minutes, but may get some garbage minutes depending on the score. And because I love to butcher people's names on this show, I like to call this guy, my guy, OK DJ. Not going to go any further than that, but he's a talented guard out of Oakville, Ontario. And hopefully we get to see him, hopefully in some garbage minutes where Drake is behind and losing. I think that with Drake, Jim, the key player is going to be Joseph Yesufu. We've seen that Yesufu's been able to be that game-breaking scorer that we've seen in so many other versions of this Drake team in other years. He's a 37% three-point shooter. He's a guy that can drive, slash, get to the rim. He's a feeder striver, I'd describe him actually as. And with his ball security and being responsible with it and being able to create for himself with either hand, this is a guy that can beat you from all over the floor. And I'm not even mentioning the fact that he has a very dangerous mid-range jump shot game. I think that the X factor for Drake is obviously going to be if Tank Hemphill plays. The other issue is if he does play, is there a little bit of rust after he's missed almost a month? Because when he's at his best, he's key on the glass, whether that be the offensive or defensive side of things. He's a high percentage scorer and he's a high percentage shot taker. That's evident by his 58% field goal percentage. But you can run your offense through him on the low block because he is very good at playing through double teams and passing out of them. I think that with Drake, their best formula to win this game is to really play a slow tempo game, take smart shots, establish your three-point shooting early to extend that Wichita State defense so they're not packing it in. And listen, you got to be able to convert without having to score at the free throw line, because Wichita is definitely going to do a good job of not fouling you and putting you there. On the other side of that, Drake has to eliminate fouling and avoid putting Wichita on the line. So it's a double-edged sword right there. I think that with Wichita, and the reason why I like Wichita in this game, Jim, is they got a key player in Tyson Etienne. We've heard a lot about him. We've talked a lot about him. And before that hiccup against Cincinnati, we were seeing all about it. This is a guy that's a three-point heavy kind of guy. He's going to hit 40%, so you have to lock him down in that top of the circle spot. That's one of his hot zones. I think that when you look at him, this is one of the guys that you want at the free throw line at the end of a game. Although there have been some critical misses, he still hits over 75% there. And with Etienne, you have two ball handlers with him and Alterique Gilbert on the floor predominantly, probably 30 to 35 minutes a game. You do get responsible ball handling from Etienne. You do get a guy that demands to take his shots. And if he can take care of the ball, he should be taking those shots. I think that he has to avoid a lack of aggressiveness. And when he isn't commanding the ball and taking ownership of that offense, that's where Wichita State really struggles. I think that the X factor, though, for Wichita is going to be Morris Udeze. With his offensive performance lately, this is a guy that's using his power, his athleticism, and his strength to get to the rim, force opponents, front court players to either let him score or foul him. And he's got to convert his free throws when that happens. I think that with his defensive presence versus a heavy two-point attack in Drake, he's going to be front and center to come out and give you that kind of defensive performance. With Wichita, listen, Jim, they're great on defense, whether it be from defending the field or defending the three. And if they win on defense, they're going to advance. This is a game where we saw a total, I think it was like 139.5, 139. I lined it at 135. So I definitely like the under in the game at this point. And I just think that if Wichita State can get enough scoring where they do play a slow tempo outside the top 200, can make it difficult for them. But this is not a rookie tournament team in Wichita State. It's been about 12 or 13 years since Drake's been in it. And I think that as long as Wichita State gets off to a good start, like they didn't manage against USF and Cincinnati, get to the free throw line and get to the free throw line against a team who doesn't foul a lot, they're going to win this game. I think that on defense, they're going to be able to take the ball away from Drake more, and this is where you're going to see Roman Penn be missed the most. So I like Wichita State, and I like the under in the game, but right now for a show pick, I'm only going to take Wichita State.
Okay, because the number's all over the map. We do have the best line on the number at Bet365, surprisingly, under 141 at minus 105. But let's get you the Wichita State side. We have a minus 1.5 at minus 110 at FanDuel. Oh, you're on mute, Max.
That sounds good to me.
Let's lock that down. I moved on Wichita State as well after all that you talked about on the bracket announcement show, and then doing the research myself, I moved on Wichita State. I got -2 though, and you got -1.5. Hopefully that doesn't come into play. -1.5 at minus 110 available at FanDuel, and Maxwell Smart is on the board, a 53.9% rate on 471 bets so far this year. ROI plus 3.85%, and he's locked in for his first official pick here on odds.com.